In this video, I'm going to do an in-depth guide of the stamina and endurance bars in Death Stranding. Alright guys, we are back, and this time with a guide video. So the stamina and endurance bars in Death Stranding can be a little confusing at first, and even later in the game, I'm sure many people, like myself, knew not to let these bars deplete. It's kind of common sense, but we never really quite understood the specifics of what affects what and how. Or maybe you never even noticed the adrenaline rushes that Sam might experience. So after doing some research and various in-game tests, I can now bring you guys this in-depth guide. And if you guys just can't stand listening to me, don't worry, there's going to be many in-game examples of all of the things that we talk about. So let's start off with what is stamina and what is endurance and how do they differ. So the stamina bar is basically Sam's overall energy. It depletes slowly and also requires certain actions to restore it. To find the stamina bar, look for a darker blue bar with a face next to it. When you are in the menu screens, it is in the bottom left, and when you are in-game, this bar pops up and depletes slowly near the center of the screen when you are doing basically anything that takes more energy than simply walking and lightly jogging. The endurance bar in this game is basically a representation of how much wear and tear Sam can take on his body during specific short periods of specific activities. Basically anything that takes short bursts of energy, anything that requires Sam to really hold steady will deplete this bar. Now the endurance bar drains fairly quickly depending on what you are specifically doing, and it will also restore itself fairly quickly when you are able to stop doing that specific strenuous action. The endurance bar appears whenever you do any endurance related actions, and it appears as a light bluish white bar directly over the stamina bar. Now let's get into specifics as to what causes the depletion of these bars and how to restore them. So back to the stamina bar, Sam's overall energy. As you guys can see right now, my stamina bar is completely filled. Now if we walk/lightly jog, meaning don't hit the sprint button, as long as the weight of Sam's cargo, which is shown in the menu screen on the bottom here, is showing as a white number, meaning Sam is comfortable, our stamina bar will not deplete when we are just walking or lightly jogging. As soon as we hit that sprint button, you will see the bar pop up, and at the end of it, it will be flashing, letting you know it is slowly depleting. For some shorter missions, this is okay, especially when you have a low weight load, for it depletes fairly slowly. As you can see, I'm sprinting around and you can't really even notice the bar dropping. But for longer missions with hard terrain, you want to conserve your stamina more so you don't get caught in the middle of a mission with the bar too low. As the bar gets lower and lower, it does become more difficult to maintain balance, and Sam starts to just move more slowly overall. Now let's add some cargo weight to Sam's body and see what it does. You can see Sam's cargo weight is showing yellow now, meaning it's a heavy-ass load. Now, when we are just walking, our stamina bar is slowly depleting. Before, it wasn't. When you start to sprint, it depletes even faster. This is why you want to avoid being in the yellow cargo weight category when you can, for the missions become harder to keep your stamina good, not to mention it's pretty annoying constantly trying to keep balance. So those are the basic activities that drain stamina. Now let's talk about how to restore it, and then I'll show even more examples of specific activities that drain your bar. To restore your stamina levels, you can do 3 different things. One is having a drink from your canteen. Quick and easy way to get some stamina back. Your canteen refills just by touching most water sources, so you should usually have plenty of it available. The second way is resting. Simply hold down circle and let Sam sit there for a little. If you want to speed it up a little more, put Sam to sleep by holding down square while resting. The third way, which you will be forced to do eventually, is resting in your private room facility. This not only restores your stamina as quickly as it takes you to go in and out, but it also raises your maximum stamina level back to the top. If you guys noticed, as you drain your stamina and use endurance, the max stamina that you are allowed to restore slowly lessens and lessens. The area on the stamina bar that is white and has blue lines going through it shows you your max stamina. So basically, when you are using stamina, the stamina depletes slowly, and the max stamina depletes even more slowly. The gap in between your current stamina and the max is what you are able to refill with your drink or resting. The private room will not only restore all of your stamina, but it will also raise it back to the max, which you will definitely need for many missions. Alright, so other activities that drain stamina. When you are in water, your stamina bar goes down, no matter if you are not moving or how shallow the water is. So when possible, you want to use bridges, ladders, etc. to avoid unnecessary drainage. When performing any combat actions such as swinging or tackling, These actions will deplete small chunks of stamina, as well as endurance for the more heavy actions. This doesn't mean you can't fight anyone, I do it all the time. You just have to be more aware that it is draining more rapidly than just running around. Whenever you traverse rougher or steeper terrain, this kills stamina and endurance, so this is why it might be more important in many situations to use equipment or just find different routes of getting to your destination. If you see here, Sam is walking up a steep, rough cliff, and his endurance and stamina are draining. So use that scanner and try to follow the blue colored terrain as much as possible, and stay away from the yellow and red areas more often. Also, moving in high wind areas will also drain your stamina more quickly, so use your weather map to avoid these areas or seek shelter if needed. Okay, let's talk endurance now. So you guys saw the endurance bar pop up when I was performing some of the stamina draining activities. Everything depletes stamina, but only certain actions use the endurance gauge. This bar drains quickly, but if you stop moving or brace yourself, you can refill it quickly as well. Let's go into the river right here to demonstrate. When moving in water, your endurance gauge goes down. It goes down super fast when going through deeper water indicated by the yellow. So when going across yellow depth water, you have to pause frequently to make sure that that endurance bar does not empty out, allowing the river to sweep you away like this. If you want to keep moving but slow down that endurance bar, hold down L2 and R2 to brace yourself while moving. You will move more slowly, but the endurance bar will drain much less quickly. When you are performing certain fighting moves, like the tackle, they will take large, quick chunks of that endurance bar. And if you keep trying to do these moves over and over, it will stop letting you do them until it refills to the required level again. It refills quickly, but when you got guys with lightning spears all around you, that couple seconds you have to wait could cost you your cargo. So make sure to keep an eye on it. When climbing steep terrain, you will also drain the endurance bar, forcing you to brace or outright stop to rest. Use ladders and ropes when possible, so they do not drain your stamina or endurance bar. If your endurance bar runs out, Sam will fall, which is never a good thing. Finally, when holding your breath around BTs or even mules, you will notice your endurance bar depletes as well, so make sure to not hold your breath too long without stopping to breathe once in a while. If your endurance runs out while holding your breath and you let go, Sam will take a loud deep breath, allowing enemies to hear you pretty easily. If you keep holding your breath after your endurance is gone, it will now break into Sam's blood level bars. Last quick thing to mention is Sam's adrenaline rushes. This can happen in combat or when you are sliding on steep terrain. For the sake of convenience, I'm going to show it on the terrain right now. When I start sliding, you will notice Sam's stamina and endurance bars go into their rested level max levels while you try to regain your footing, and then they drop back to their current max. This is a nice help to help you get out of sticky situations. Same can go for the adrenaline rush while in combat. So guys, that's basically it for the stamina and endurance bars. I hope I explained it in a way that is easy to understand. Keep an eye out on both of these bars while you're out on your journeys. The stamina bar is much easier to watch because it depletes so slowly, but the endurance gauge might catch you off guard a couple times and you will find yourself falling down a steep cliff or being swept down the river. I do plan on doing more in-depth guide videos, so if you guys have any wants or any suggestions, please put them down below. And as always, thanks for watching guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure to check out my comedy videos such as Death Stranding real life gameplay. Links to that will be directly below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.